Good evening and welcome to the News Now at 10 o'clock. I'm Danielle Lewan. This is where we bring you the most up-to-date information at this very moment. We bring you stories that we've been following all day, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for years. You'll see that in a moment. And also the latest that you need to know here at night, especially on a Monday night as we head into the week. We know a lot of you are trying to plan, looking at events coming up and things that you should, plan for. And the best way to do that is to follow WTOC on all of our platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, but you can also follow all of us individually. Every single reporter, anchor, we all have our own accounts, and we want to bring you those updates, especially in breaking news situations. So what I'm going to do here, and all of our reporters and anchors do it, is say, if you go in and you like my Facebook page on this newscast, I will give as many of you as I can a shout out at the end of this newscast for liking my page. It's right there at the bottom of your screen at WTOC Danielle. It's on the headline of this story, which has caught a lot of y'all's attention. Go give me a like so I can bring you that information, and we will get to that at the end of the newscast. But what so many of you are already asking questions about is this former assistant principal at Savannah High School, Marvin Johnson. He had a status hearing today because he was accused last year in May of 2017 of sexually assaulting at least one student. Let me walk you through this timeline. One student and his parents came forward in May of 2017. The student says Johnson was supposed to take him home from school, but instead took the student to his house, dropped his pants, and engaged in sexual activity, even though the student says they asked Johnson to get off of him. Now, this incident apparently happened in January of 2017. That student reported it in May. Tonight, I'm breaking down that timeline and also what is next for Marvin Johnson. That status hearing held today. Now, what is a status hearing? A status hearing is basically just making sure that both sides of the story have their ducks in a row for that final verdict. And that verdict will be in November. But again, tonight, the news at 11. On WTOC, that's a CBS affiliate here in Savannah. I'll have much more information on this story and completely break it down for you because, again, this happened a year and a half ago of a faculty member that was employed for 20 years. That's how long Marvin Johnson worked for Savannah High School. Another crazy story that we're looking at tonight. Someone breaks into a Savannah home, chokes a 10-year-old boy, and takes off with 2 video game consoles. Now, his parents and police are trying to find out who did this and why, but they say their son is pretty shaken up. Now, 10-year-old Parker Schaefer says he hasn't slept at home since this attack happened on Friday. His parents just hope, again, police can catch that person who did this. Now, Eldon Schaefer, his father, says Parker was playing video games in the living room of their East 49th Street home Friday night when someone came inside, choked him unconscious, and left with 2 video game consoles. Now, WTOC's Amanda LeBreau has been working on this story. Take a listen to what that parent has to say.
Said that somebody had came up from behind him, started choking him, pulled him over the couch, and slammed him into the floor. And he's got bruising all around the neck, the chest, the back. It took him I'd say a good day to finally really calm down from everything. He didn't want to go in the house by himself. He didn't want to go anywhere by himself. He was really shook up from all of it.
And again, those parents and Parker hope they can identify and catch the person responsible. Again, WTOC's Amanda LeBreau has been working on this story all day. It's on our website if you want to go back and catch up on it. We'll also have more information on that tonight at 11. But also, if you have any information, please be sure that you call police or Crime Stoppers immediately so that 10-year-old boy can find out who did this to him. And again, they say it happened on the corner of East 49th and Paulson. And Savannah police say they will be increasing patrols in this area. So if you live around here and you see a heightened amount of police officers, this is exactly why. But they also want all of you, again, to be keeping an eye out for who did this, stealing those 2 video game consoles. Let's get on over to some school stuff here in Savannah. New schools, renovations, and even buying new buses. Today, we're asking Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools leaders and taxpayers to see what they can expect from East Blost funds this year. Now, Sean Evans explains why this project schedule for the East Blost is on its cycle 3.
No ribbon cuttings for new schools are planned this year.
That building process takes anywhere from 14 to 18 months to build a new school. That's after we have gone through the design phase.
The district's chief operations officer says the first new school won't open its doors until 2020, and that will be the new White Bluff Elementary School. For now, they're operating out of a swing site at Montgomery and Duren. And East Bluff's dollars aren't just limited to new buildings.
We renovate new schools, there's new roofs, there's replacement HVAC systems, there's technology upgrades, security upgrades, as well as, for the first time, you'll see some transportation needs, some new buses that will come from Splash as well.
For the parts of the projects East Bluff doesn't cover, the district can apply for additional state funding.
We have an opportunity to apply for what's called capital outlay dollars. Those are dollars that we're eligible for from the state based on enrollment, based on our FTE.
Following the White Bluff Elementary project, the next new school on the East Bluff 3 cycle will be the new Jenkins STEM High School, to be completed by 2021.
And we do want to give you a look here back at the history of East Bluff. Now, East Bluff 1 went into effect of January 1st, 2007. It pays for new schools and improvements to school technology. Now, on November 8th, 2011, the citizens of the Savannah-Chatham County overwhelmingly approved the continuation of this 1% sales tax. East Bluff 3 was passed in 2016. That is still in effect now. Now, we do have our news at 11 o'clock. Please join WTOC's Don Baker and myself. I know a lot of you are very curious to see more information about this story. The former assistant principal of Savannah High School, that's Marvin Johnson, again facing charges of apparently sexually assaulting at least one student. Savannah police are saying that there could be multiple victims. His arraignment in November, but we've been tracking this story for a year and a half, and that's because Marvin Johnson worked at that school for 20 years. Very well known in the community, and I'm sure you can imagine very shocking news. I want to jump in before we head out tonight and say hello to anybody. I do see some WTOC employees watching tonight. Matt, Nixon, Alex, Barbie, how are y'all doing? We love our WTOC employees and sales, marketing, news. It really takes everybody to make the world and TV go round. So thanks for your support, guys. A lot of people very shocked about this story tonight. How horrible as far as Marvin Johnson, that assistant principal, and most of you guys just saying hello. Well, thanks again for tuning in, and I'm going to make sure that I have that story ready for you tonight on The News at 11. And all of you that went and liked my Facebook page, thank you so much. I'll be sure to give you a thank you on my Facebook, and be sure to go follow all of our other WTOC anchors and reporters. Have a great night, guys.